As a network administrator, you will understand the problem of having expired users hanging around in your Active Directory, obsolete computers still connected to the network, and no real easy way of identifying what those users and computers are. And this problem is highlighted on the Fast Track website as problem 6, obsolete user and computer accounts are not always deleted. And this problem is particularly bad for larger networks. So if we have a look at more detail about this problem, then there is a script here which can help with that, whereby we can run a report to produce a list of users who have not logged in since a certain date or for a given number of days, and the same sort of thing for computers. So this is a script here, and there's a little bit going on in the script, so I have copied the lines in the script to my editor. So let's go over to the editor and open the script, and then I'll go through it and explain what is happening. So let's have a look at show old users. And the first thing we have is set threshold days, and I have changed that from 180 to 3. And then we have setting a variable called compare date, and that is simply doing a subtraction between the threshold days set and the current date. Then we create a collection called user list, and that is for building up our list of users so that we can report them in one screen. Then we establish a loop for each user in our Active Directory. Then, if provided the user is active, we set the last logon date by looking at the last logon that user had, and then if that is not empty, we add the name of that user and their last logon date to our collection, to our user list collection. And finally, we drop down, and having gone through each user in Active Directory, we show the result, which is simply to display a message if the list is empty, or to display a list with two columns, one showing the name of the user and the other showing the last logon date for that user. Now, a companion to this particular script is another script that I have used based on this, which is to show all users. So let's pull that up, and it's a little simpler. All we do in show all users is create the collection, then loop through each user in Active Directory, set the last logon date, add the user to the collection, go through, do that for each user, and then show the list of users in the second block there, lines 9 to 13. So let's execute that script first for my little test network here. Press F5. We show all users, so you can see there just a small number of users, some of whom have not logged in at all, and only 4 in fact with a last logon date. So that's a list of all users on my network. Now if we go back to show old users, and I've set the threshold days to 3 because I have none out around 180 days. So let's now execute that script, and in this case there's just one. So just one user has not logged on for 3 days, and that is just a quick way for me to identify the number of users who have not logged on for a given time. And likewise, I can do the same thing for computers simply by changing all users to all computers.